Kizashi. It's Japanese for something good is coming, but plenty of us think it's already here. Suzuki's new mid-sizer is certainly a shake-up for the Mazda 6 and Accord Euro. So, to help us adjudicate on this three-way photo finish, here's CarAdvice road tester, Paul Marrick. You really enjoyed the Kizashi, didn't you?
I think that would be the understatement of the year. What a fantastic car. The styling, just everything about it ticks all the boxes.
It's a game changer for Suzuki too. You don't normally associate them with Accord Euro or Mazda 6.
It's so left of field, and I've been telling people, if you were to sit a random person in this car, tape up all the badges, they'd be convinced they were driving an Audi or a BMW of some sort.
It's that good.
Absolutely.
So what's the best thing about it and what's it like to drive?
Well, look, I think the price is the best part. For the top spec model, the XLS, it's the same price as an entry-level Mazda 6 or Honda Accord Euro, and it comes loaded with features. You get your heated seats and this sound system that seriously writes off anything else double its price bracket.
Sure, but is there anything you didn't like?
It's hard to pick one, and I honestly could not find one. It'd be nice if they were to import the all-wheel drive model that's available overseas, but aside from that, it really just does such a fantastic job.
Sure, but what do you trade off at this low price? What's the interior fit and finish like?
Well, you couldn't compare it to an Audi without it being perfect in terms of fit and finish and build quality. The seats are really comfortable and again, just loaded with features. And in this price bracket, it really is a game changer.
So which transmission, the manual or the auto?
Look, I think they're both really good. The manual's perky and pretty sporty, but on that same token, the CVT available is also really fun and is available with pedal shifters, which I know keeps a lot of people happy.
So it's got that faux manual thing?
Yeah, exactly. So you can divide up the gears and feel like Schumacher for a few minutes.
Until the stopwatch comes out.
Yeah.
All right. If you're going to think about spending that kind of money, we're talking $30-something thousand, what other cars have you got to test drive?
As you said before, Mazda 6, you've got Mondeo, you've got so many cars in this price bracket, and definitely the Honda Accord Euro. So there's plenty of options there, and I think Suzuki's main struggle will be getting bums in seats. Once people actually drive this car and put away that old brand image snobbery that Suzuki has faced, they'll love it.
Look, not everyone gets off on dynamic precision of cars. Most people just drive to work, you know, and they need a car that's quiet and comfortable and accommodates their kids and all of that stuff. Do we get ticks in all of those boxes with Kizashi?
Yeah, I mean, you have a massive boot. There's plenty of room in the back, both for adults and children. The only thing I found with the back seat for adults, and especially taller adults, is that the roof caves in a bit too sharply on the outer seats, so adults have to sort of bend their head in to fit. But aside from that, it really is a well-spoken for car.
Now, is it a safe car?
Absolutely. 5-star ANCAP safety rating, electronic stability control, 6 airbags. You're not going to beat it in terms of safety. It's just as good as the rest when it comes to anything safety related.
So how can Suzuki offer this car at the entry-level price of an Accord Euro or Mazda 6 when it's fully loaded?
I'd love to know that, and I think if they're still making money out of it, I'd be very surprised.
So talk to me specifically about engine performance and handling.
Look, it's a pretty... you have to rev it out to get the most out of the engine, but it certainly doesn't complain when you've got a few revs on board. The steering is extremely direct and the brakes are really responsive, so you can lob it into corners and have literally zero body roll. It just glues to corners, and for a front-wheel drive, it has amazing response.
Now, what about the ride quality when you're commuting and you're just on the sort of crappy roads we've got in Australia?
It's great, and I think that's the surprising part, because you can still drive it hard and not compromise ride quality on B-grade country roads.
Well, there's plenty of other manufacturers who'd like to know that secret. When you look at other cars in this segment, like the i45, you look at the big Accord, the one that's made in Thailand, even Mondeo, which is a much bigger car, how do you rate them?
They're great cars as well, but they all miss that sporty aspect. You have to move right up in the range for the V6 Accord or for the XR5 Mondeo to actually get Kizashi-like handling and performance. So you've got to spend a lot of extra money to get the same features and handling that you would in a Kizashi.
Okay, but if it was your money, which car would you put in your own garage? The Kizashi, the Accord Euro, or the Mazda 6?
Yeah, look, it all comes down to money, doesn't it? I'm a big fan of the Honda Accord Euro, so I'd probably go with that, but on that same token, the Kizashi is just a brilliant car, and I think if you can't afford to spend that bit extra or you just don't want a Honda, there's no better option.
Does it also come down to personal preference in terms of the things that you need to do in your life? I mean, is there more space in a Kizashi compared to a Euro? Is all of that kind of stuff?
Absolutely, there's more space in a Kizashi, so you've got more room to move with, but it doesn't compromise in terms of ride quality or handling, which is the great thing about it.
Okay, but there's not much choice in body styles or engines, is there?
Yeah, that is a downside. There's only one engine available and the only body shape is the sedan.
So when you compare the Mazda 6 and the Accord Euro, Kizashi's the only one with a CVT, a constant velocity transmission. It's sporty, but is it also fuel efficient?
Yeah, it is, and I think that's where it gets most of its appeal, being fuel efficient and sporty, and 7.9 litres per 100 Ks. It's great fuel efficiency, so it is really an all-rounder.
Thanks, Paul. That was Paul Marrick gushing about the Suzuki Kizashi. You can read the full review, download specifications, add your comments, and even get a quote from a Suzuki dealer. Just follow the links on this page.